Yeah, as is usual for Thailand, the very moment I set my camera up, the wind picked up a little bit, but I've got my good microphone here. I think we're all right. I'm in Pavilion, training pavilion at the main campus. This is where I did a little bit of teaching. I think I included a couple little clips in the video I put up this morning. Just had the good stuff. We didn't get the really good stuff. It was more interesting. I was speaking Thai. They were answering in English. We're going back and forth. It was a great test for the students. Very challenging for them. My Thai is considerably better than their English for the students here. But the teachers generally have better English than my. Well, that's not true. My Thai is probably better than the English of most of the teachers here, but not like Fawn. And there's a couple other people that are way below her, but still head and shoulders above everybody else. And Fawn is just a standout language-wise. She's really a standout. She's Yusini is again on another planet with her ability. But anyways, there's some wind, but hopefully we're okay. Anyways, all that to say. We're finally going to do my concluding house video. I've had this house design for a while in my head. I've gone through it. Every time I refine it, it gets smaller, simpler, easier, less costly, less hassle. It's just what I want. I started off with probably a typical Phalong house, just an idiot. It would have been a dumb thing to do, and it would have not made me happy at any level. Building it would have been complicated, and paying for it would have been a pain in the ass. No good, really no good. And this one I can do in stages, as you'll see. Anyway, so with all that, what I've decided to do is I think I'm just going to narrate the photos. And then if I need, I'll shoot. I can shoot some little clips of me talking and put it in there, but you guys see me enough. I think I'll just narrate the drawings and photos and stuff, and that'll be, hopefully, it'll make more sense. Anyway, so we'll give this a shot. So here we'll just start off with a quick look at, again, basic house construction. You can see on the left side there's three pillars, so to speak, mock pillars made out of aerated autoclaved concrete block. With metal bead corners, like you'd have metal drywall bead inside a house. You've got an exposed front beam just for, I think, just decoration and architectural interest. Not badly done. Not a bad looking house in all honesty. Typical Thai construction. Poured concrete floor. These have foundations going a bit deeper into the soil, which again I think is unnecessary, and that's about that. Here's a sketch of my proposed house. You can see a single pitch roof. You'll see some angled, and they'll be a little bit prettier in real life, but dramatic windows, a big sliding door, big window or two at the front, angled transom window on top. Behind it, a smaller house offset to the left. That would be a separate bedroom. For Fawn's boys, if my boy ever came here, I could easily add another one. I can just go modular like Legos and plop those down anytime I want, very quick and easy. And you can see this is a very simple, kind of a one big main rectangle type building, and then very few interior partitions as well. Here is the bottom picture sketch. There is the slab, concrete slab the house would be built on. You see it's on a very low, flat mound of built-up compacted soil, about a half a meter high. Just gives you that real nice high and dry drainage, helps you catch a little more breeze, a little more view, just enhances everything. On the top there is a steel column. Those would bolt onto the slab after the slab is dried and cured through some steel anchors. And I think that might be a superior way to do it rather than the typical concrete post. Here is the site plan looking down. At the bottom of the page would be the front street, the front road. The bottom left corner are those little angles. That's a little garden behind a garden wall, probably around 4 feet high, enough I can see over it and see the views, but people from the lower road, it starts to cut off their view, giving some privacy. To their right would be a future small lap pool or plunge pool. And then you see the house itself situated on the property with a wall in front and a wall behind. All the buildings, additional rooms, parking structures, everything would be connected by walkways and driveways, of course. This would be the rear portion of the perimeter wall. This would be orange sheet metal with the decorative planting on a regular basis. I love those, what I call architectural grasses. There'd be just barren landscape of combed sand, rocks, big rocks, gravel walkways, and a little barbed wire along the top just for security. This would be the front and right side section of the perimeter wall. This is a typical tie wall with a concrete pillar going up about 5 to 6 feet. I'd go 6 feet. The bottom is a solid concrete block wall that comes up about 3 feet. And then I've got the typical metal fencing in between the pillars. I'd run mine a little taller than usual, sharp at the top. And those pineapple things, the top of each pillar, are sharp metal. Looks pretty. It's a slight twist, slight higher security twist on a standard tie wall. Here again is a great shot of that standard tie wall construction. The solid concrete along the bottom, that's actually the foundation. I'm going to put that in quotes. You've got your concrete pillars about every 8 to 10 feet and block in between up to generally 3 or 4 feet high. Very simple. And then on top of the wall between the pillars comes some kind of metal or barbed wire fence or something. These are really just meant to give privacy and to make it appear inconvenient for thieves. That's about it. Crime is really a small problem in Thailand. I've got this list here I want to run down, and I actually have the slide put in the video material I want to post for this, but I'm going to pull it out and put this video in instead. It's going to be just super boring to have just a photo of this for a minute while I read it and talk about it. It's just going to put more context to it. So anyways, here we go. This is a list. I think you've seen maybe in one of the videos once before briefly. The key materials and building systems that I prefer here that I'm planning to use when I build a house here. And the more I think about it, I am leaning that way. I know it generally makes a financial disastrous sense, no sense at all. I feel in I have great experience with this, as the regular viewers know, but also in maybe my arrogance and partly as well. I feel I could do this, actually make it make some reasonable practical sense. And I would not mind living in one of my creations. I've built beautiful things for other people my whole career. I wouldn't mind living in one of my own myself. Some of the best, nicest things I ever saw were the things I did for some other people. And they were great people. And anyways, here we go. So, an insulated steel panel roof. I just think that's really important here. I've got a design, which you'll see in the video, for an alternate system with no insulation. Why would you not want to have insulation here? Insects and rodents and invasive pests. There's always the risk that some creature will find your insulating material a pleasant home for himself and chew up your stuff. So there is a risk there. There is. That's just the way it is, and that's Thailand. Site-built steel trusses. I haven't seen prefab trusses much here, and labor is so cheap, and I'm really good at trusses anyways. So fun setting up a printer right now. It's a little noise in the background. It's fine. And so I would just, make the one master template and just have them copy it. I come up with I have an idea for a very simple, a very simple design. There she is. That would be reasonable to make. The walls would be AAC block, aerated autoclaved concrete. You can Google that if you missed it in the other video. It's a phenomenal building material. I'm a huge AAC fan, and AAC was deliberately engineered for climates exactly like Thailand. High heat, high insect, high water problem. AAC is just impervious to all those things. The nastiest termites in the world don't eat concrete. I don't know of a single creature that eats concrete. So maybe Fawn's boys, they eat everything else. But that'd be about it. The slab, the foundation slab, a floating 4-inch reinforced concrete slab. Now that would be real concrete, not the kind of the baloney concrete that they use here in Thailand, which I'm not making fun. That's the regular mix-in-place, ridiculous concrete that you'd be fired on the spot at any job I could think of. Here actually flies because the soils are so good for residential loads. For the small cars they have here, the small pickups they have here, the light loads, non-commercial use, obviously. The mixed in place concrete's fantastic, and it works for even for a house under certain circumstances. I want to use the concrete slab as the entire foundation in and of itself, if nothing else supporting it. So it's just going to float on top of a raised flat bed of lightly compacted sandy clay soil, which Fawn's land is full of sandy clay, praise God, and a 4-inch slab is enough.
ละฝรั่งละมาไหม
เย้ฝรั่งก็มาละ มาสเกลฝรั่ง
No. Thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.